God bless you all, brothers and sisters of Christ. Shalom. So I'm coming on here because the Lord gave me a vision about this lion and a guy with headphones. And so in this vision, mind you, the guy represents us believers and humans today. And the headphones are the distractions. They're the distractions. And we'll get to that point. So I saw this guy walking with headphones, and there was this lion cub going through the guy's legs. Mind you, in this vision, it was me that could only see the lion cub. And the lion cub was just playing like through his legs around you. Like, you know how a dog jumps on you? That's how the lion was doing. It was like messing with him, like, running around his legs, like biting on his pants a bit and stuff like that. But it was like really, really small. So I kept my eyes on him. Then the guy had started to reach down to the floor to try and tie his shoes, because the lion started to mess with his shoestrings, but again, he couldn't see it. And so as he was looking down, looking down in the shoestring, as he was looking down and he was tying his shoestrings, he had tied them to a knot, and that was it. So after he tied the one knot, he proceeded to walk one step further. Now he proceeded to walk one step further, and he fell. And then what the lion did was turn his attention towards me, and then immediately jumped out to me into like a lion about to bite you, jumped out towards me like with his mouth open, and then the vision ended. So then the Lord had spoke to me. I mean, he spoke to me. He said, "This is how the enemy works today. He lures and waits till you're not focused and attacks. But when you're not tuned in with me and you're not using your discernment, then you're easily to fall into his trap. That's why you must always be on guard, because the devil doesn't play fair. And he's always looking for a way in your life to mess you up, distract you, use people against you, family, friends, and etc. That's why you always put on the whole armor of God daily, not once. That's not enough. Every day, even before and after you rest." So this vision and just hearing this is so important, and what really got to me is that us believers, the guy in the vision had on headphones, and he wasn't focused on what was going around him. So the moment he wasn't aware, he wasn't aware of his surroundings or looking at the floor or paying attention to what was before him. Us believers can be like that. The moment we take our eyes off of what's important, the moment it's easy for the enemy to play with us like food. Do you think the enemy is going to mess more with the believer who only spends time with God a minute throughout their day, and then goes forth and goes about his day and does his business as usual? Or do you think the enemy will mess more with a believer who's spending time with God a lot? And praying more often and reading, as well as that. So this is something he'll mess with the believer that's doing less, because they're not fully equipped. They're like they're less fully. So what I'm trying to say here is, family, is that the enemy is going to continue to throw everything at you when you're less equipped and you don't have on the full armor of God. The person that was less and that didn't have enough, he will eventually be attacked from all areas. He's going to try to send distractions, and that's what happened to me at the beginning of my walk. When I would try to fast at work, the enemy would send people my way to distract me, girls to lust, and all these things will happen, and I'll end up falling into his traps and schemes. So basically the whole message of this is that God wants us to be aware and continue to stay alert, because the devil does not play fair, and he's always looking for us in an opening. Whenever you have an opening, the devil's going to try to attack immediately and trying to get you to fall. So that's why it's so important, family, to stay on guard, to watch and pray, because you don't know. You just don't know. And so he gave me this verse, New Living Translation. It's coming out of New Living Translation Bible, 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. Stay alert, watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. So y'all stay on guard. Don't get caught off guard. And remember, whenever you're so distracted, that's when the enemy is going to attack you more. So that's why you need to, like I said, be careful. Anything that is distracting you, whatever is distracting you, whatever, because that's the devil's one tool too, is that if he can distract you, then he can inflict more damage on you. And because his purpose is to lead you not closer to God, but lead you away from God and stop you from reading your word, stop you from praying. The moment he does that, the moment you're going to fall the victim into his schemes. So family, stay prayed up, continue to put on the whole armor of God. And like I said, me, I'm not even going to say, man, family, a lot of warfare, but victory is still mine. Continue to speak life over yourself and encourage yourself. Decree and declare. Don't give up. Don't give in. And whenever you feel tempted, I want somebody to know this. Whenever you feel tempted and whenever you're weak, ask God to give you the strength to resist, because the enemy is going to will try to attack you when you're weak. But ask the Lord to give you strength to it, resist, and not to fall into his trap. So I love you, family, and God bless you. Shalom.